Washington still reeling from former FBI Director Jim Comey's dramatic testimony on Capitol Hill, and so is the media. Fox's Sean Hannity pointing out that Comey testified that many recent news stories about the president and Russia are just, quote, dead wrong, meaning the mainstream media is facing a massive credibility crisis over this. Joining us now to discuss it is Ilona Minkowski, a political writer for the Daily Banter and former host of HuffPost Live. Also with us is Tammy Bruce, a radio talk show host and Fox News contributor. Tammy and Ilona, this has gotten so out of control that many people are saying, what the heck is going on? Who do we trust? Is it fake news or is it real news? Ilona, we'll begin with you. What do you make of all of this in terms of how the media has been covering this and Jim Comey dropping a bomb on them saying it wasn't real?
I think there's a couple lessons that we can glean from it, which is, one, no matter what the news organization is that's reporting any news, if it's based on anonymous sourcing, you always have to take it with a grain of salt, you know, and that is just a standard rule that applies if you are a news consumer. And I think that we also need to realize that Jim Comey knows how to play to a specific audience, right? And he's somebody who is a smooth operator, and he knew how to give everybody a little bit of something that they wanted to hear yesterday. And so people are latching onto whatever it is that they want. We can be talking about the media and the credibility crisis here, or we can be talking about President Donald Trump and whether or not he is somebody who has a credibility crisis in the eyes of the former FBI director as a president who has integrity and whether or not he has the trust of those people who work for him.
Tammy, as you know, those who support President Donald Trump are infuriated with the media right now, so much so that they're attacking everybody who has anything to say that might be true in terms of asking a legitimate question about the presidency and how he should or should not respond and react to Jim Comey. What are you hearing out there from Trump supporters?
Well, I think that the problem is not recent, of course. It's not new. This has been an issue for years when it comes to whether or not you can trust the media. A few years ago, the media's approval rating via, I think it was Gallup, was below that of cockroaches. So the American people overall have not been happy, but because we remember an age when you could, in a way, trust a report, like with Watergate and Woodward and Bernstein, when you had anonymous sources, and you believe that those people had everyone's best interest in mind. But the problem with Comey in particular, the report that he said was dead wrong and said was mostly false was the foundational report from the New York Times that set the message and set the foundation for all the other reports about Russian-Trump collusion. So when everyone else is using a report that is wrong, that becomes the issue. The other issue is with CNN just a few days before saying that Comey was going to deny that he told Trump that he was not under investigation and that sources told them that. They had to issue a correction because the opposite was true. This is happening in real time, confirming individuals' distrust of the agenda of the media.
All right, real quickly, how do we repair the breach? All of us in the media. Ilona?
I think that we need to just slow down and kind of cool our engines a little bit. As someone who is a Russian American, I've been writing a lot about this and saying that I think that people are getting carried away in their zeal to try to find something on President Trump, and I think that there are legitimate questions here about this administration. We also tend to not wait until we get all the facts, and people tend to jump to conclusions before they're there.
Sure, final word, please.
With the exception here, I know I work for this network, but for a reason. We managed to get it right here at Fox News. You've got Catherine Herridge, Kevin Corke, what you guys are doing here. You know that you're going to at least have a conversation of the issues based on what we know. You're not going to have people jumping the gun. It's a professional decision that you make, or, as many assert about the legacy media, that they've deliberately set their lot in with one party, have an agenda that is separate from informing the American people because they believe they have sole possession of the truth. And that's a problem each individual has to deal with.
Well, just to add to that really quickly, we need transparency from this administration. That's all I'd like to say.
All right, it's very good on all sides, and I like what you said about Fox News. Let's continue to do that.
Yeah.
All right, Tammy and Ilona, thank you very much for your perspective.
Thank you.